Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Erica. Hey, it's Asana from Nova. Do you have an update on when the unit's going to get inspected? Just because
I'm
our cleaner does have another one to go to.
I'm heading downstairs right now. Like I said, I am on
Okay.
my lunch, but I'm coming downstairs. I'm literally walking out the door right now.
Okay, perfect. I will let him know that you're on your way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
This is P.O.C. First of all, the pattern of conduct is underway, and the entity is keeping me under surveillance. And you know that with regard to the appearance of engineered light that's appearing all around on your door, on your ceilings, the light source is over my apartment, as I just captured walking upstairs. And Jose and Sons are group stalking on this side in relevant position. The light source is over the back portion of the apartment as during the 12 o'clock hour. That's approximately 12:20. I just took a picture of the light source that's over me at the front door of my apartment. This is the maintenance of audible activity through Jose and Sons. This is the ongoing sex offense that Nova Contractors is engaging in. And while I was uploading my documentation onto Google Drive, which you saw screenshots of, again, monitoring is resulting in what is the absolute disappearance of that upload. This is the entity that's engaged in federal stalking in violation of Title 18. You have what is the behavior of psychopaths who are feigning ignorance, asking you questions, the answer that they already know. They're maintaining ongoing criminal surveillance in concert with the state that is stalking right now in helicopter. All the people of the state are maintaining ongoing presence and audible activity creation while the entity is group stalking directly. All right, this is Nova Contractors engaged in the P.O.C. and it's currently 12:47 p.m. So I want you to pay attention to the following. Counsel that flying over is in no way incriminating. This is San Bernardino Superior Court. That is the helicopter right there, flying directly over the courthouse, flying over me, aware that I am using the Wi-Fi. And that's the light source that's directly over my head as well. You can see it right there. Okay, this is the same time of year, all right? This is the state facilitating video of the San Bernardino Superior Court. This is captured October 4th, 2019. The entity engaging what is a well-documented pattern of keeping the light source, which is not possibly the sun, over me, and you are seeing that, a vivid illustration of that while I am in Los Angeles. This is the same time, daylight savings time in October, and we are in what is daylight savings time in May of 2024. This is documentation speaking to what is the maintenance of a specific environment, meaning here at Alvarado Gardens, you have witnessed the sunrise and the sunset at one address. Under no circumstances is that light activity at the courthouse going to coexist with what is right over my head at Alvarado Gardens. All right, this is not over the San Bernardino Superior Court in San Bernardino, California. This is the same exact position, by the way, that the entity was keeping the light source as I remained in my apartment yesterday, where, by the way, sunlight is not going to appear coming in an upward direction to create light above your head and the ceiling, piercing horizontally through closed blinds to create the pattern of those blinds that's also bouncing off of a mirror while those blinds are closed, reaching underneath the mattress behind my headboard, creating light activity on the ground, and then also a light activity above, as I've documented. The pattern of the blinds is never going to occur. All of that's impossible. Even my showing you this angle, this is common sense, but I just want you to look at how absolutely impossible under what's supposedly the sun that is above a building, okay? The sun that's above a building is not also going to create light shooting horizontally, creating the pattern of the blinds on the floors or on the walls at all, magnified in size. This is criminal presence in that specific environment. This is within the pattern of conduct. So the entity that's engaging in monitoring right now while the light source is nowhere near the San Bernardino Superior Court, this is called stalking in the path, and this is what this third party is doing behind me as well, engaging what is heavy duty group stalking. That's 1808 number 1. This is Jose and Sons. This is group stalking in the path. This is light activity, relevant positioning. They're all sex offenders monitoring me inside of my private space as well. You're going to civilly and criminally prosecute for that. Hi, how's it going? This is the psychotic behavioral pattern, which is entirely demonic. They're engaging in what is landscaping, which is surrounding my apartment with audible activity. This is the hallway where you saw this morning light reaching into the depths of the hallway, creating multiple shadows and whatnot. This is where Nova Contractors is group stalking in relevant position, monitoring me on my communication device while that demon calls me and asks me a question that she already knows the answer. Two, here's light activity that's appearing above. Remember earlier this morning, it was down here. All the entity is doing is cycling engineered light. That's the capturing of what is multiple shadows. That's two shadows. Yeah. No, that's three. This is impossible light activity. This is the reality of what the entity is actually engaging in. This is supposed to be shade. And you're looking at my thighs. This is a sex offense occurring in the workplace. That's crossing path. I'm coming right now. Those that are not natural born citizens, they're going to be shipped out of here. This is criminal conduct that's underway under the guise of cleaning. You cleaning the apartment? Great. Let's go ahead and inspect it right now. This is P.O.C. You cleaned all the blinds? All right, this is the pattern of conduct that's underway, and they're monitoring me inside of my private space. And this is the ongoing terrorism inside of the, in the workplace. And that's a sex offense that you just witnessed while my thighs are being molested with light that's not even naturally occurring. And why are you subject to that molestation? So that they can keep you under surveillance, under the light source that is not over any courthouse in San Bernardino, California. That's called group stalking. Crossing path on foot, crossing path in a vehicle. This is actually demonic, and you're looking at it one after another after another. You know where the light source is? Right here over this building. Right here over this building, over building 1803. And I'll show you when I walk over there. It looks great. It looks great. This is operation of a communication device. Excuse me? Thank you very much.
Okay. One moment. I told my office.
She called me.
Sí, Rosy, Carla.
Soy yo, Carla.
Hola. Mire, aquí está la manager, ya me chequeó, yo nomás me quiero cerciorar que le diga a usted que todo está bien, porque ya ven que luego hay go backs y cosas, y yo aquí ya chequeó ella. ¿Quiere que se la pase?
Sí, por favor. Estamos hablando de cuál unidad, nada.
De Alvarado Garden.
Nova Contractors, right?
Yes, it's Carla.
Yeah, hi Carla. This is the apartment. The apartment looks fine. Did you need anything else from me? Do they need to stay in here any longer?
No, that's fine. We just wanted to make sure that everything's up to par to avoid any go backs later.
Okay, no, I'm satisfied with it. They cleaned the blinds. It looks great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Carla.
Okay, muchas gracias, Alfonso.
Okay.
Todo bien.
Okay, gracias. Bye.
Bye. All right, that's impossible light activity up here. All right, impossible light activity. This is systematic group stalking. This is the same property. Remember, Center for Better Life outside of this window, driving by while the light source was over the same property. This light source is still over my head as I walk outside of my apartment building. Nova Contractors was group stalking sitting inside of their vehicle, and they're group stalking now, and they were committing the sex offense monitoring inside of the private space. They're engaging in the sex offense while I'm being molested with engineered light. All right, they're engaging in a sex offense in the workplace as well. Remember, this is the same entity. Speaker Companies is not exercising any constitutional right. This isn't an actual business. Speaker Companies is a third party. This is the entity that is monitoring you in the workplace. That is Jose and Sons engaging in workplace terrorism, harassment, and sexual violence as an entity engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. That is Nova Contractors engaging in what is harassment, terrorism, and sexual violence as an entity engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. As is the state acting via the Los Angeles Police Department, group stalking with the third parties, okay? It is currently 12:54 p.m. There's no sun. Oh, none of this is sunlight either, okay? This is impossible light activity. The light source, that's served for systematic monitoring, okay? This is the same conduct when you're driving by and engine light moves all over a building, moves all over a wall, impossible. And so is this. This is showing what is the ongoing criminal conduct that they are simultaneously engaging in systematically in concert and on behalf of a corrupt government. That is the LAPD, the obsessed sex offending group stalkers who do not have any probable cause or reasonable suspicion. They're engaging in what is criminal surveillance in the state of California, acting in conformity to a heavily documented P.O.C. All right, and it is identified in that specific environment where all of the people of the state are group stalking. That's called relevant positioning. That's called relevant positioning. They're all group stalking inside of the apartments, group stalking all around the property, and you call it traffic. And they're demons doing so. Very highly malicious, entirely psychotic. Okay? This is the light source that's over the building. That is Jose and Sons. Like I said, The sun that's above us does not create what is the light that's going to appear both above your head and then also on the ground. Sunlight, the sun that's above us does not create light activity in the depths of a dark hallway. You are not in this environment and ignorant of that light activity. This is something that you're not supposed to be paying attention to. And I'm talking to the federal government. This is something that the people of the state who are subject to this criminal system, that American citizens that are subject to this criminal system, while the people of the state are surrounding in relevant position, systematically monitoring you in that environment, that's what you're not supposed to be aware of. That's what you're not supposed to notice. Let me zoom in on that so you can see my thighs, which are not that big, okay? I am not that big of a lady. That's some of these third parties like Tiffany Sherez. Hi. That's called crossing a path. The entity is engaging in what is an ongoing group stalking system, and it is entirely malicious. You're talking about going out to take out your trash, going out to get your mail. These are demons that are tracking your every move in the same way that the entity is doing so by helicopter. While they're crossing paths with engineer light, moving all across the buildings. Those are demons doing that. And they are also monitoring you, creating light activity very maliciously so, while they're crawling around like cockroaches in the engineer light while the light source is rising and setting at one address. And this is identifying what is targeting. Okay? While the demons don't look at you, don't talk to you. All right? And this is what she was doing with LAPD this morning as well. This is what the entity Beatrice Toledo is doing with LAPD as well. This is what Jose and Sons Landscaping, this is what Nova Contractors and Carla on the phone are doing in concert as well. While the entity is maintaining a light source that's nowhere over the San Bernardino Superior Court at 12:47 p.m. But what do you see at the San Bernardino Superior Court? Let's look again. At 12:47 p.m. at the San Bernardino Superior Court, the entity is doing the same thing. That's San Bernardino Police Department group stalking in a helicopter while the light source is right over the top of my head at 245 Arrowhead in San Bernardino. Oh, there it is right there, right over my head while the entity is stalking in a helicopter, just like you saw LAPD doing, which is at the same time when I'm at the same property where the so-called sunset was occurring through my living room window, and you see that assassin entity, which is supposed to be sunlight, and it's impossible that that's sunlight, while the entity is also then keeping the light source over that demon's apartment building, which is the sunset that's occurring at the same property. By the way, that is 6 hours from now, and the entity's light source is still in alignment to me. Okay, that's the pattern of conduct, and that's the civil and criminal prosecution, and that is also what is terrorism by a demon-possessed entity who engaged in criminal obstruction of justice. All of those employees, she's going to federal prison, she lives here, they're systematically engaged in criminal activity. They come onto the grounds engaging in criminal activity. All right, and this is a demon-possessed population, and it's shared amongst those that are crossing path. That's why you keep the environment here. And when I leave this property, the light source remains directly above me. That's exactly what you saw when I got on the Uber. All right, and I left this property. You saw that light source remain directly over me. The entity engaged in what is the demonic behavior of exercising demonic control over the environment. Again, this is the demonic, and all that was covering it up. It remains over me the whole time. And you saw engineered light, impossible light activity inside of the UPS store, where Uber, third-party group stalker, gave me a ride. And then you saw the people of the state group stalking in traffic, stopping in the middle of that road, using their hazard lights. That's the demonic behavioral pattern of creating a method of light activity in that specific environment, supplementing for that light activity. There's no sun that's aiming any sunlight onto my ceiling or any sunlight onto the ceiling of any apartment into the depths of any black hallway where that light source is not only over the San Bernardino Superior Court, which is the specific environment, not the natural environment, period. Impossible, but it's also not going to be the case even if you isolate it and just analyze the P.O.C. here at the address of what is Los Angeles. If the sun is somewhere in Las Vegas, that gaseous ball of fire is not remaining stationary at one address as you're remaining in your house in Las Vegas, on Las Vegas Boulevard from the beginning to the end of the day. That's the P.O.C. And in the specific environment, demons are crossing path all around you, both while they're driving, walking, living in that environment. None of this is natural light. This is engineered light, and this is